When I finish an episode of a series I really like, I usually don't think about the plot. I think about the feeling it left with me. And that's exactly my experience with Ticket to Heaven episode. Before I get into all the questions, ethical dilemmas, and theories I have, in this video, I'm going to talk about what I loved about the episode, the atmosphere, the settings, and the first impressions it gave me. So, let's get started with the video. The first thing that stayed with me in the episode 1 wasn't the story, it was the world. The episode starts in the present where Barth comes back to the missionary school for an event of someone which is not revealed yet. And then the story cuts back to 1996. And before even focusing on the characters, what stood out to me was the church. Not because it appears loudly, but because its presence feels constant. The church doesn't feel like a separate place from the school. It feels like it exists inside everyday life. And I think Church is one of the main characters alongside Barth and Tanrak because I think it decides uh, what is desire, what is seen as bad, what is seen as good, and what people should want and what they should avoid, and many more things which are shown on the screen. And that feeling slowly extends into the school itself. And the school feels it's beautiful and structured, almost like a world of its own. It feels like a place where people already know the answers. And it's like designed to make students learn what is right, what is wrong, and where there is already a path in front of them. And because of that, it didn't feel like setting existed only in the background. It felt like it's shaping the people inside it. Even the things they don't question. And I think the atmosphere of the episode strengthens the feeling. And the episode doesn't rush. And there are pauses between scenes and conversations, moments where nobody says much. At first, I thought they were simply slow. But the more I watched, the more they felt intentional. Like the episode wanted us to stay with the characters instead of immediately moving forward. It's like you are watching how they are thinking instead of watching what they are doing. And the eye contact, the waiting, the observe, the small expressions, a small smile, a glance, a moment of hesitation, they stay longer in your mind because of all this setting and the writing of the episode, which is slow by intention, and I love that. And at last, the colors of the episode, they feel soft, they are controlled, they are calm. Nothing feels overly dramatic, and the environment feels peaceful, but at the same time slightly distant. Like everything already have a place, and everyone knows where they are supposed to be. Which made me wonder, does this environment simply make the characters feel safe, or is it quietly shaping who they are becoming? Let's start with the characters. My first impression of Bath is that he's cold, or he's the type of a person who doesn't react to a lot of things, or he's angry in some scenes. The episode gives us some insight why Bart was sent to the school without revealing everything immediately. And going forward, we'll get the insight of why Bart is sent to this school. I'm not giving any spoilers, so if you watch that, sir, you will know it. And Moving forward in the episode, seeing the way Bath is treated by the people, by the society around him, I don't think anger or cold is the whole story. Bath feels like someone who questions things that most people accept without thinking. Like, let's say there is a ritual or something that has to be done in a specific way, and people doesn't question it because they are seeing a lot of people around them from ages doing the same ritual the same way. But Bath isn't that type of person. He doesn't automatically believe everything he's told. He seems curious about things that others avoid questioning. At the same time, he feels like someone who is trying to understand himself, who he is, and what the society is, and how the society is reacting to who he is. And we get a little parts of what Path is and how he is reacting to the society around him. So the line that stayed with me the most was when he asks Tanra, "Do you believe in God? If you believe in God, why isn't your God helping you?" And here we can see how Bhatt is thinking. He isn't rejecting the God. He's just asking a question, why your God is not helping me? Why isn't good to me? By these sentences and a lot of conversations in the episode, we can get an insight into the thinking patterns of Bach and why he is thinking like that, how he is reacting. So let's start with Tanrak. Tanrak fascinated me for different reasons. Tanrak is a person who believes in God, who believes that they are good and bad, and there is a clear distinction between good and bad. And he believes in hell, he believes in heaven. And fate doesn't just seem like Tanra believes. It feels like something that defines him. As I said before, church is the main character of the series because church is the social institution that shaped the belief system of Tanrak. A little spoiler here. If you didn't watch the episode, please skip. So, Fourth lost his parents in the childhood. So the church father took him in and he continued his education, his whole life in the church. So I think it is obvious that he will be shaped by the belief systems that is being followed by the father or the church, or we can say the whole Christianity at this point. So, one scene that stood out to me was when he explained the painting called Ticket to Heaven. Again, spoiler alert, he describes heaven as something that can be reached by following a certain path, while many things that can distract people and pull them away from it. Which means he is believing that there is heaven and there is a certain path which is available to go to heaven. And Tanra communicates everything through his eyes. Oh my god, I have to say the action is very good. Gemini and Ford did a great job playing these characters, and I couldn't imagine anyone. Moving on to my favorite part, their interactions. To give you an insight, Tanrak is assigned to help Barth adjust to the life it's living. And he helps him with practical things like his bed, attendance, the daily routines, etc., which are normal things for someone who just started school. But there are a lot of things that caught my attention. The first thing I have to say is Tandak starts looking for her every time. Like when they are eating lunch, he immediately looks out for Bath. Is he eating or not eating? Or when they are going for the event in church, he again looks for Bath. It's like his attention keeps returning to him. There are a lot of small moments that stood out to me. Like with those eye contact. Oh my god. I have to praise that. We can sense the distance between them just by looking at them eyes. And we can sense the questions arising in Tandak's mind through his eyes. And a small smile on Tandak's face when talking to Bart. It seems like he's genuinely interested in Bart. And he spends the night helping Bart search for his belongings, which is thrown out by some guy. And when they end up locked together outside, and by the way, Andak knows he will be punished for this, but he still spends the time with Bart. And Andak slowly starts opening up about himself and his beliefs. And he talks about his parents, he talks about God, but he doesn't talk about what he is actually feeling or what he actually is. And that left me with the question: is Tanra simply trying to help someone who seems lost? Or is Tanrak starting to feel something more towards Bar? So those were some of the things I loved about episode 1. The settings, the atmosphere, the characters, and the small interactions, eye contact between Barth and Tanrak left a strong impression on me. I think I'm gonna stop here. But in the next video, I want to talk about some of the questions and observations this episode left with me. If you want to leave you with a question, I'm very curious about what you guys think. If someone spends their whole life expressing care through helping others, how would they recognize love when it finally appears? Please let me know what you guys think. And also comment down below what did you guys observe, what you liked about the episode.